What up, everybody? Big Herc916, positivity, motivation. And this video is brought to you by Muscle Up Detail Spray, one of my new sponsors. Links in the description, man. Pick some up and have your car looking saucy wet. So, hey, great detail spray, all natural, no chemicals. Works on anything of the exterior of the car, ceramic coat, wraps, you name it, it will have your car looking clean. Muscle Up Detail Spray. Anyways, I wanted to talk to some of you guys out there who are, gangsters, hood niggas, thugs, whatever you want to call it, and say, yo, you've made it this far, and if you knew really where your people came from to where you're at now, would you really carry yourself the way you carry yourself today? And I'm not knocking you, I'm not taking nothing away from you, man. I was a little knucklehead at one point, and it took a lot of maturing for me to get to where I'm at now. But I was having a conversation with another brother, and he was telling me how some of his partners went over to Africa, and they went and saw the Barbary Coast, and they went and did a whole DNA thing to find out where their bloodline came from, what tribe they were from, and learn some history about just the African culture and how things progressed over here to America. And if you've never seen pictures of the Barbary Coast, where the ships would dock and they would walk the slaves out to board these ships to be traded, and some of the staging areas they had for the slaves, the bullpens. If you've been to jail, if you've been to the pen, it's reminiscent of what these bullpens looked at with people crammed in there. When you're getting transported, when they're booking people. But it's a horrible, horrible, horrible place, man, as far as when you see how, these places existed and what the conditions must have been and what they went through. And what you don't get, man, is that it doesn't mean that these people were weak because they got captured and shipped over here to work in slavery. It actually means they were strong as fuck. Because let me break it down to you. Some of these people, man, as far as these various tribes that would come and enslave other tribes and track down these particular individuals to be put into slavery. And they would run and whatever the case, fight or whatever the case may be, and then they get captured. They get captured and then be, put on this trek to the trading area or whatever the area, the staging area for their next, voyage. And along that particular, trek or travel, many people will get sick, die, some would rather face death, and so you have X amount of people dying off, right, before they even get to however many miles and unhumanitarian conditions, just rough food, no food, starving, lack of water. They get there. They get them to the holding facility, and you're talking about a pit, dugout pit with people literally stacked on top of each other fighting to maintain at the top so they can breathe, so that they, you know, don't get crushed. And you got, you know, piss, shit, dead people in there that they can't get out because they're at the bottom. Little kids, women, just filthiness, man, just grotesque. And so you got to survive that. And then, you know, as far as food, they're dropping food down there, tossing it into these places, and people are fighting and killing each other to eat. And so then you have the people getting past that point to, you know, who knows how long you're there, stuck in that holding facility, that fucking bullpen, that shithole. And then here comes a merchant, and he's picking the ones who he feels are going to be the strongest to make it on the voyage. So then you have the weak ones, you know, they're either killing them, getting rid of them, doing whatever they're doing, but they're not worthy of the voyage. So you're taking the strongest of the strong of the captured, you know, and it's not like they volunteered to be captured, they got captured. And so now you got the voyage, and you got these people down in the hull of these ships, these goddamn ships that are being financed by, you know, various institutions in Europe, you know, these insurance companies. They're basically backing these ships, and, you know, the chattel. That's what these slaves is basically property. And along the voyage, you got, you know, people down there getting sick, shitting on themselves, starving, you know, getting abused, raped, all type of stuff. Some people, you know, when they can have a revolt, they try to break loose. You know, others rather jump off the side of the ship. You know, people are dying, and this crazy number, they're throwing them overboard. So out of that, whatever, 90, 60 people, however many people, you got maybe a strong 20, 25, 30. Now they get to shore. They're fucking beat the fuck up. Horrible, starving. And then they take the strongest of those and pick and put them as far as, you know, who is going to go for the most money. And, you know, if you don't know, do your research, but they call it, you know, the bucks, you know, breaking a buck. And these dudes would pick the strongest women that survive. So you talking about some hellified genetics. Young men, you know, tribal leaders, dudes who ran shit but just got overpowered. You know, didn't have the artillery, the military to hold off these people who, you know, conquered their village. And they would take them and sell them into slavery. And then they would they try to break these bucks, man. They'd rape these dudes, man. These goddamn slave owners, they were raping these dudes, raping these kids, raping these women, man, and just having their way with them, and just trying to break the spirit of these people to where they just no longer had any fight in them. And so to survive all that, I'm saying, and then to go through the you know, Civil War, where you know, slaves were trying to fight for their freedom and escape and make it through all that, you know, and then, you know, the abolitions, you know, trying to deal with, you know, finding freedom and what have you. And then you have, you know, Reconstruction period, and you have the Civil Rights Movement. You have all this stuff, crack, heroin, you know, all this stuff, man, the Ku Klux Klan, you know, all these you know, these white supremacist groups who you know, used to lynch and hang and you know, and basically just down south, you know, abuse and put you guys in all these situations, all your ancestors in these situations. And yet, when you see another dude who looks like you, who maybe wears a different color and throws up a different sign, you want to kill this dude? You want to take this ninja out the game because of him just giving you a look, or he slept with your girl, or because he's from a different block, a different gang? After all that shit that you guys as ancestors went through together? You a goddamn fool, man. You's a fool. You're not seeing the big picture, man. And like I said, I was a fool at one point too. And you know, all day long we hear rappers gang signs. Yeah, if you talk about it as entertainment. But as far as asserting true violence against another guy who looks like you, whose people had at some point in history, not possibly endured those trials and tribulations, as far as the slavery, the trade, the violence, the abuse, the rape, the pillaging, and you want to just kill a dude, man. You're willing to take him out the game because he gave you the wrong look, or he, you know, is from a different set, or you guys ain't from the same block. It doesn't make no sense, man. You know, and it's my job to keep putting this out here because, you know, when you put it in a perspective like that, man, it's a cold bamboozle, man. You're doing the work of the same shit these dudes was doing back hundreds of years ago, killing your own people for nothing. And you wonder, why is my channel at 1 million subscribers? Who's spitting game like this? Y'all need to piece up, get your passports, and go to Africa so you can see what it looked like where they were holding these blacks and understand these Africans, what they had to endure. If you've been to jail, you already know, man. You know to some degree. You know, you seen where the popos take you to the side and put that helmet on you and go upside your head. You know what I'm talking about, that therapy, that treatment. And yet, you are quick to say, hey, man, I'll take you out. I'll kill you. Nigga, I'll do this to you. Why? Ask yourself why, man. Why do you want to take somebody out the game that looks like you just because? How does that make you a man? How does that give you any kind of credibility or standing in society? Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm glad I woke up, man. Hopefully, you know, some of you guys will get this, man. But that's some real raw shit, man. Go do your history. You come up with the same information I'm just explaining to you in more detail. Big Herc916.
Hello, I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.
Hey. I got that work. Hey. See? Well, y'all in quarantine, I got that work. Split the coronavirus wig, man. Hey. Go to the link in the description and get your limited edition coronavirus wig splitter shirts. Big Herc916 getting down fresh out.